The new Party 1019, a Nexus radio station.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Tany Talks Live. It is the season 4 premiere and I'm so happy to be back. And I got the lovely Emily Brooklyn with me today.
Hi.
Y'all.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. We will be doing an artist interview at the second segment of the show, but we're going to get right into the topics, okay? I post a poll every week and you guys pick the topic of step parenting. So let me just ask, do you have any experience with step parenting? Do you have like a stepmom or a stepdad?
I've had a couple.
She said I had a couple. Okay, I mean, well,
Yes.
a couple stepmoms and a couple stepdads?
More stepdads.
More stepdads. Okay, shout out to mom.
Shout out to mommy, you know.
Okay.
No, my parents got divorced at a pretty young age.
Okay.
I was around 15.
Okay, that was pretty solid though. That's a lot of years.
Yes. My parents
Yeah.
were together for like 17 years.
Oh, good for them.
Yes. Until it wasn't good for them.
Until it wasn't.
Yeah. But then, yeah, they split up when I was around 15. And then, you know, my mom has been married once after.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was your first stepdad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now I'm like so grown that it's like, I don't really call it step parents, whoever she's dating now. You know,
Okay,
it's more like
okay.
that's your boyfriend. That's cool, you know.
So
You know?
what do you feel like step parenting is? Like, what is a step parent? Like, do they have to be married to your mom in order to be a step parent? Or like,
No.
dating, like, do you have to date for a certain amount of years for it to be like, okay, that's my stepdad?
Yeah. I
Yeah?
feel like it has
Okay.
to be established. Like,
Okay.
yeah, you've had to live together, been together a couple of years.
Okay.
And maybe also have some type of role in my life.
Okay.
Like, if you're not really like a part of my life, I don't really see you as a step parent.
Interesting. Okay,
You
so
know?
I have a good thing about that because I have a stepdad.
Okay.
Right? But he's not married to my mom.
Right.
He's just been with my mom for like 20 something years. Like he came around when my little sister was like 2.
Yeah.
So I consider him a stepdad. But to be quite honest, he hasn't really done anything for us, like
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Like, I just started giving him that label out of respect because I consider him a family member.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be like my mom's dad, my mom's
My
boyfriend.
mom's boyfriend,
But
yeah.
he's never really done anything. Like he hasn't been a father figure, to be quite honest, in my
Yeah.
life at all. I can't say like he fulfilled that role.
So
So
what
it
makes
sucks.
you-
It's
yeah.
like the reason why I said it, to be quite honest with you, is because I had my own kid
Yeah.
and it was weird, right? It's like I don't like that's your grandpa, like
Right.
you know, because he's been in my life since I was 12, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm in my 30s now. So he's been in my life for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's not like he came to my graduations and he bought me gifts for my birthday. Like it wasn't up until like just now, I would say in the last couple of years, that he's really been like more involved with the family. Now he's coming out to like dinners and stuff with us, and now he wants to participate in Christmas and buy gifts and stuff. But it was just
Yeah.
like he was just my mom's boyfriend for like
Yeah.
the longest of time. He is though like a stepfather to my youngest sister though.
Right.
She like views him as a dad because he was more of a father figure to her.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was already 12 when he first kind of came around, so. You know, I was outside in the streets doing whatever I had to do,
Right.
but he was never really like, I would say, a father figure then. But he's more so of a father figure now that I have my kid, right? Like, you know, my daughter goes to my mom's house and my stepdad is there and, you know, he plays with my daughter and they hang out, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So now it's like I have officially given him that title myself because I just feel like he's earned it. Like he's been around
Yeah.
for a long time, even though he hasn't done much for me. Like my daughter looks at him like a grandpa, you know what I
Right.
mean? So, and he's
Yeah.
been more like in the family these days. So I kind of give it to him. So, but he's not married to my mom. I don't think they would ever get married, but they're very much, I think, tied down for life.
Yeah.
They're for lifers. They've been going through it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Did you always have a good relationship with like your step parents?
No.
Me neither.
I hated the guy my mom married.
Really?
Like, I hated him. And I told her from day one when they started dating, I was like,
That's
he is
crazy.
not it for you.
I
And
told my mom the same
then
thing.
she was with him for like 10 years
Oof.
to then found out that he was not it, you know? But at this point, it was like, well, I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Girl.
And like, let's get rid of him. And, you know, so we got rid
I
of him.
got you, Mom.
Yeah. And now my mom has a really great boyfriend. They've been together for a couple of years. And the reason why I wouldn't label it a stepdad is because Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
Like
that
he hasn't
also
earned his stripes, you think?
I feel like he is very involved, especially with my son.
Okay.
My son loves him. They're super
Okay.
close, you know,
Yeah.
like I think like you said, when you have kids, it kind of changes his perspective a little bit. I'm like, I don't need you to do a lot for me. As long as you're there for my kid, that's all I really care
and
about.
be nice to them and show them love.
Right,
you know?
like, because I'm grown now. I don't need another dad.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
have a dad that's very present in, like, a big part of my life. So it's like, I don't really need that figure.
Yeah. You know, so I
Yeah.
could appreciate that. What about your stepmom? I haven't had a stepmom.
I don't think I've had, like, a stepmom either. I've just had people that my dad dated that was in my life.
I agree.
But, like, speaking of the age thing, when my parents first got divorced, my dad dated a really young woman right after.
Oh.
And I was just not jacking it. Like, I was like, who is this young girl? And, like, she moved into the house. And, like, I just didn't like it.
That
I
is
didn't like her.
juicy.
And I didn't feel like she was, like, I didn't feel like she didn't care. Like, she didn't care about us. She just, like, wanted to be next to my dad. Like, it was weird. So, like, her, I didn't fuck with at all. And then years later, my dad got an actual girlfriend. And now they're not together anymore. But her daughter is like my sister now. She dances and she's like 10 years younger than me. Right. So like she really
cute.
looks up to me. I'll take her whenever I'm in Denmark. I'll take her to like dance classes and I'll dance with her and we do little TikToks. And like she's like my little
love
sister.
that.
Yeah. So I feel like for me,
At least you still kept that relationship, you know. That
my
was
dad
nice
is
of you.
super close with her. He takes care of her.
That's
He,
nice.
you know.
That's good.
So like my dad is just one of those people that like he takes care of people.
Aw.
So even though he's not in relationships with the women or like he'll still make sure the kids are good. Like he's one of those, you know. But I just feel like for me it was always important one that you treat my parent good, and then how's my relationship with the kids.
Right.
Because I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like if my mom is dating somebody and I cannot connect with the kids at all, that's hard.
Right.
Because now my mom is going to want us to be like a family. And I'm like, but the kids are like, I can't connect with the kids. Like, yeah, I think siblings is actually the hardest because,
Step siblings. I never
You
thought about it.
know?
I'm sure that's so beefy, right?
yeah, beefy. Because like,
I don't want your mom with my dad.
right, like I don't I don't know the family dynamic you guys had before we came in the picture.
Right.
And now like me and my mom, we take up a lot of space. Like my mom is just like me. We're social, we're outgoing, we're we take up a lot of space. So I know for sure, like my mom's boyfriend, like his 3 kids now, I know for sure they think we're a lot. And like, but because we are, like,
Right.
it's just like, yeah, this is who we are. And we're very different types of people, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm accepting to
That
everybody.
makes me think of like a bunch of different things though. It's like when you have a step parent, like, or if you are a step parent, what do you do when you break up and there's children involved?
See, that's
Because
the
that's
thing.
like really hard. Like when you said that your dad still looked out for the young girl, you know, his ex-girlfriend's daughter, you know, still like that's hard because I feel like we have to always consider the children. And I feel like a lot of times when people are dating, they stay in relationships because of the kid. It's like me personally though, I don't really date guys with kids. I don't prefer
interesting.
it.
Why not?
Because I am your baby. Okay? Like that's serious. Like
You're my daddy only.
You're my daddy, okay? And like it's mad weird. Don't judge me, but it's like I would prefer. I have dated guys with kids, but I notice like half of them don't even take care of their kids, so that's very unattractive. When
Well, I mean, that's a red
the
flag
father of my
already.
kid is very involved, and now you're
Yeah.
intimidated because my daughter's dad is always around,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel weird because you're not even around your kid. Oh, you want to see me more than you've seen your kid this week? I don't like that.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's
like
not it.
I
No,
okay.
that's a red flag. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you like, what do you do? Like, let's say you date somebody with a kid. Are you still? Because me, I'm gonna say fuck them kids. Okay, I don't care about the kids. If we're not together, I'm not like. It depends. If the baby was like kind of small-ish, then maybe. Because I don't know. But that's
How
why
old
I
is
just
your
don't.
kid?
My kid is big. My kid is gonna be 13 this summer.
Okay. That I feel like that's a very big factor in step parenting. How are you involved with
Right,
the
right,
kids?
right.
If I'm dating somebody and they have a child that's my age, my son
Right.
is only 3.
Aw,
Like
qué lindo.
you're gonna be involved with my kid, and I'm gonna be involved with your kid if
Right.
we have small kids.
Right.
But I have never gotten to the point yet. I've never introduced nobody to my kid.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't-
girl.
no.
I have the hardest time with that. So personally, I don't date guys with kids because I feel like I'm gonna have to come after your kid, and I want to be first. To be honest, I'm gonna be completely real with you. Like, I'm not even gonna sit there and you know, compete with your kid. Like, I know that I'm going to come second, especially because I have a kid and you're not going to be first, second. You're probably going to be third on the list, but you have to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that a little...
I know it is. And that's why I'm single. I know it is.
She said, I know it is.
I know
okay.
it is. Like, I'm kind of, you know, this is why I'm single.
Are you working on it?
I'm working on it. I'm more open to dating guys with kids these days because now that I have a daughter, right? Like, granted, I told you she's going to be 13 this summer. My biggest thing is having, like, guys look at my kid. That's a big deal for me. Like, I feel like my kid is growing, you know what I mean? She's becoming a preteen. She's very pretty. Right. You know what I mean? So, like, I haven't really had a chance to really introduce her to anybody. I don't really want to introduce her to anybody. I could never feel comfortable leaving my daughter in the house while I go to the store if a guy's there. Like, I don't feel comfortable even having guys coming over while we're there. Like, I don't even know how to do that. And I think that's why I haven't, like, been so serious with anyone because, like, how do I bring them home? With my kid there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what do we do? Do we go out to, like, the arcade? I don't know. I haven't done that. Or, like, when he wants to come over and, like, I want my daughter to feel included. I don't want her to feel like, oh, he's coming over, you got to go to the room. Like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to, like, sit on the couch with my boyfriend and my daughter and watch movies and hang out. But, like, would she be cringy about it? Would he be cringy about it? Is he going to look at her? Like, so many things, like, go through my head that I feel like, yo, it makes dating so hard for me because, I have a young daughter. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, you have a son. Like, I feel like if I had a son, it'd be easier to date a guy because guys and guys. I agree. You know, like, could bond differently. Like, do you feel like if you were to, like, date someone, do you think it'd be, like, hard on your kid? Okay. Yeah. Yes. I think it's really difficult dating when you have kids because, like you said, I want them to be around my kid and everybody is comfortable, right? Right. But the thing is, like, and I want to date somebody for a long time before they even meet my kid. Right. But my thing is, what if we do date for a long time and you meet my kid and it's not working? You. Right. Girl. So it's like what comes first? Does the introduction comes first? But then again, I'm not going to introduce my kid to a bunch of guys where it doesn't work out. So right. It's like you can't just be meeting everybody. No, you know, that's absolutely crazy. Not. Like, so yeah, I think it's really hard finding that balance. And I also feel like a lot of men are intimidated when the father is very present. Because the father of my son is also very present. We do everything 50-50. And I think a lot of the times when I date guys, they almost rather want him to have, like, a deadbeat dad. Seriously? So they can come and, like, take over that space. But I'm just like, that's not your space to take over. No, she doesn't need a daddy. Like, I need a daddy. Yeah. Okay? I remember I was dating this one guy, and he was like, oh, but he never met my son. But he was like, you know, hearing how I was on the phone, my baby father, and how the communication was, and blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, he kept being like, oh, I feel like I'm taking up somebody else's space, and I feel like I don't like the way you guys are running the program, and I would do da-da-da. And I was like, well, this is not your program to run. That's crazy. I had the same situation. You're not here for that. Where I was, like, dating a guy, and my daughter's father's, like, calling me about, like, picking up my kid and stuff like that, which is, like, regular stuff. I literally speak to him every day. You know what I mean? So, you know, so I'm answering, and he's like, oh, well, I find that, like, he's like, why is he hitting you up? Because we're talking about who's going to pick up the kid? Right. Like, what do you mean? Like, I was running late, and he's going to go get her because I'm hanging out with you. But you know that's why. But that's why I prefer to date somebody with a kid, because they understand it, and they understand. He ain't had no kids. Listen, I don't like what comes with dating somebody with kids. Okay, I got to be open. But I like what comes with somebody that understands having a child. I like to date somebody that understands my child is first. And if I'm dating somebody, I want your child to be first. And if that means I'm less in the picture, I'm less in the picture. Because, like, my son is first, your child should be first. Right. And then, like, because you date a guy that don't have kids, they don't get it. Why is your baby father calling? Or why do you have to go and do this? Or because my son is first. So I'm always going to pick my son over everything. Yeah. So that's why sometimes I prefer to date guys with kids, because they get it. But it is. I mean, I really feel like 50% of them don't even take care of theirs. So it's hard. Well, it depends on what type of guys you date. Girl, let me tell you. Yeah, because if you date guys that don't take care of their kids, then that's a whole nother issue. I know, and then I'm just like, I can't even talk to you. Because if you don't take care of your kid, then what are you doing? Why do you have a kid? Like, I don't know. What are you doing? I'm so big on that. Because you know what's so funny? Before I had a kid, I definitely was dating guys that had kids that didn't take care of their kids. And I didn't
I didn't really see it as a problem because I didn't think about it. I didn't have a kid myself, so I wasn't thinking about that. But now if I date somebody that has a kid and I'm like, I know how it is to be pregnant. I know how it is to go through postpartum. I know how it is to be a single mom. I'm going to look at you sideways like, you're not helping her? You're not. There's no way in hell we're not going to let our kids see their dads.
Right.
Unless the dad did something.
Right. I agree.
I don't care what it is. You've had to been inconsistent. You have to been abusive. You have to been something.
Right.
Because I know as a mom, the lengths we will go for our
Girl,
kids to
for
have
our
a relationship
family?
with the father.
Girl. I definitely want a boyfriend and, a husband, and I want to have more kids and
Oh, you
stuff
wanna
like
have
that.
more kids?
I do.
God bless your heart.
I do. My kid is so big. When your kid becomes almost 13, you be like, dang, they don't want you no more.
No, I know.
I miss
I
that
can't
little
wait for that
person,
stage.
Like, it's so real, she don't even want to hold my hand. I'm like,
Oh,
she's so big. Like, she's so big now. Like, she's
Yeah.
stealing my clothes and stuff. Like,
wow.
It's wild. But, or like, how would you feel like on the other end, like your baby daddy having a girlfriend and your son around her?
He does. My baby daddy has a girlfriend.
Oh, good.
And she's around my son consistently.
That's good.
And they're happy. And it's
Yeah.
a good situation. And we talk
good.
about it. And yeah, like when they first started dating, like it's again a situation of I knew he didn't want to like come to me and tell me until it was real, you know?
Right.
But it would be little signs. My son would come home with his hair braided. And I'll be like, who braided his hair?
Touch his hair.
Because I know it's not you.
Girl, that's what happened to me one time. My daughter came back with braids. I'm like, wait, what's happening?
It'd be the little signs, you know?
Right.
So I was like, are you dating somebody, bro? Like, you can tell me, like,
Right.
And he was like, yeah, but it hasn't been that long, so I didn't want to say anything yet. And I was like, but it has been long enough to be around my son.
Right.
And I have no feelings involved with you dating. You can date whoever you want. I only care about who's around my son.
Right.
So if you're dating somebody and you guys are close enough for her to braid my son's hair, I need an introduction.
That's true.
I need to know who
That's
it is.
true.
You know?
That is deep.
For
deeper
sure.
than I thought.
Yeah. Like, I just need to know what's going on. I need to meet her. I need to get an introduction. But like, as long as, she's happy, she's taking care of my son, you're happy, my son is happy, that's all I care about.
Right.
Like,
right.
I want you, like, my baby father, there's no beef. We're cool as fuck. That's
Right.
my dog. Like, we on the phone all the time. We make sure each other is good. Like,
Yeah.
So if he's happy, I'm happy.
That's
like,
good.
Genuinely.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I remember when my daughter's father came up to me one time to ask me. It was cool. He was like, hey, I've been seeing someone. I was like, I figure you've been seeing somebody. He's like, yeah, but I think it's time for like them to meet Elena. Like, is it cool if I like took them out?
Yeah.
Together? I was like, yeah, totally fine, cool.
Yeah.
And then I found out that the girl knew how to do hair, and she would lay the crap out of my daughter's hair. Let me tell you something. I would be like, dang, girl. I hit him up one time. I was like, can you call your
Can you teach me
girlfriend?
to do my hair?
So she gets, and then he broke up with her, and then I was just like, man, that was the hairstylist, bro. Like, why you do that? Like,
She was a keeper.
she was the keeper. That silk press was so great. Like, now who's gonna do her hair? Man. like,
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm like, please let her braid my son's hair because I'm still learning. So
Yeah,
please.
I look at it like, for me, I don't mind it. I'm very cool about it. Like, as long as she respects you and, she's not disrespecting you in front of my kid.
Yeah.
I don't care if she disrespects you behind closed doors. I don't care.
Yeah.
But as long as she's respectful, like, in front of my kid, I'm totally cool with it. Because
Yeah.
I look at it like more people to love my kid.
Exactly. Oh, but if we're all taking care of him or her,
Yeah.
then more stuff for our kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I'm going to go ahead and get right into one of Emily Brooklyn's songs, and it is called Summertime. So when we come right back, we're going to get right into the interview with Emily Brooklyn.
Period.
Line at the new Party 1019, a Nexus radio station.
Hey y'all, we are back at Tany Talks Live. This is season 4 premiere, and I have Miss Emily Brooklyn in the house.
Hi.
We were just playing her song Summertime, and I know you said that the video is gonna come out soon.
The video is definitely coming out this summer.
Okay.
Yeah, so this song was like, it's very old. I made it many years ago, pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. Wow, that is older than I
Pre-pandemic.
thought.
And then, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, I was like, I just want to drop it. Let me just drop it. So I just randomly dropped it with no rollout, with no nothing. I was like, I just love this song and I just want to drop it.
I
so
love that.
this summer, I'm actually going to do the rollout, do the music video, like, because I really like the song and I really believe in the song. So I want to push it and, like, get it out in summertime.
I love that people have like older songs that they had in their repertoire and they're just like coming out with them again because they're oldies but goodies.
9 times out of 10, that's what artists do. Like, I just
Really?
saw Cardi said her new song, Enough, the one. She was like, I did that 5 years ago. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it's like, because when you make songs all the time, and then it's like, oh, well, how I felt at this point, I'm not feeling that right now, so I don't really want to release it. But then all of a sudden, 5 years later, you're like, oh, actually, now I'm feeling that way again, so now I want to release it. You know, it's very much like a feeling thing. Like, okay, now I feel like putting it out because now it makes sense.
Because now it makes sense. Now it's relevant.
Yeah.
In your opinion. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
want to
think so.
thank everybody and all the viewers for watching. But we're gonna get kind of like right into some really juicy things. Let's go into the comments though.
Okay.
I know that you guys always watch Tany Talks and you always say little things on the comments. In the topic, we were talking about step parenting. So I just want to go over to some comments and see what you guys feel about step parents. Like, are you a step parent? Have you dated someone who had children and how that was for you guys? Or if you have a step parent, meaning do you have a stepmom or a stepdad, and how that kind of relationship was for you guys? One of the comments came from Butter Basic Show. Shout out to Butters. Butters is a radio host over at Newtown Radio. So she has a comment here, which is great. She goes, rule number 1, transitioning back to boyfriend terms if the children are older. What do you mean by that, Butters?
I know exactly what you mean. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm too grown for you to be my stepdad. You're just my parents' boyfriend. You feel me? Whoever my mom or dad is dating now, they're not my step parents. They are boyfriends.
So you feel like if you were younger, like a kid,
Yes.
like your son's age, and it's like, oh, this is my stepdad.
Yes.
Like, why? It's
Yeah.
Because you think it's inappropriate or something for children to say that's my mom's boyfriend?
No, I just think when you're a kid, you don't know like the difference. So you see somebody with your parent, you just think that's like another parent. They don't get that concept. They see a woman and they think mom, you know? So I think they just see a dad or a mom of the house. So
That's true. Okay, we have to think about it in children's perspective.
yeah.
I guess when they're younger, it's more respectable to give it a label than when they're older. It's like, all right, we know what it is.
right, exactly.
You're the boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or not
And I guess
even.
when they're a little older too, they understand the concept of marriage. They don't get that. Like, I
Yeah.
think all kids, when they're younger, they think everybody's married when
Yeah.
they're together. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they in their head because the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
The
Disney.
movies.
So let's keep reading off some of the comments here. We got DJ Brinks in, and he goes, "Is that Emily Brooklyn?" Yes, it is.
Yes, it
It very
is.
much is. She's
Hello.
here, alive in the flesh, guys. So he also says, it's nice. She is awesome. Love her dance moves and her music. She's a real one.
Oh,
That's a
thank
fire
you.
like
That's
comment,
nice.
right? She's
That
a real
makes
one.
me feel good.
That makes me feel good for you too. Shout outs to him.
Shout out to him.
And then, Butters is back again with rule number 2 is giving Biggie. Rule number 2, grow with the issues and leave them in the past. If your parent can also leave the issues in the past. Okay, so that's...
I think it was about you not fucking with your stepdad at first.
Yeah.
Because, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, whatever they choose to be a part of, you're just going to have to accept it at one point.
That is another thing, too. It's like if your parent is in a relationship and they're going through their things, we got to kind of like, even though, and this is hard. It's like even for
Yeah.
most relationships, it's like, it still bothers me. How is it that my mom can still forgive and move forward?
Right.
Even with my friends, like my girlfriends are dating guys and they
Yeah.
do stupid things. And I'm like, girl, we're already on the hate train. I got to be on the like him train
Yeah,
again.
yep,
You know,
yep.
so we have to kind of like learn to kind of separate ourselves, especially as when you're older and your parents are
Yeah.
dating other people. I've tend to like learn that, you know what, my mother's problems is her problems. I gotta let her go. Like, she's gonna be with him anyway. So
And I think also for me personally, the older I got, the more I'm accepting of everybody has different journeys.
Right.
And everybody needs to learn things on their time.
right.
I may have learned something at 21 that you're going to learn at 63.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
feel me?
That's
I can't
true.
sit here and be, but why doesn't she understand? Because that hasn't been a part of your journey yet. And my mom, like, I feel like she went through a lot of relationship shit very late in life that I already experienced at like 17, 18. I was like,
Right.
Mom, I've been with a narcissist. I've been with a manipulator.
How you
I
didn't know, Mom?
I see all the signs. And my mom's like 50 and she don't see the signs because she's never experienced that before.
Yep.
So it's like you can't judge anybody for their journey. Everybody, you have to accept. That's why my girlfriends come with the same boyfriend issues. I'm like, long as you're happy, babe.
Right.
You just gotta accept your journey.
Yeah, so I guess that's just like what Butters means when she's saying, you know, you just gotta like grow with the issues and leave the issues in the past. If your parents put it behind you, you put it behind you too, and you ride out with your parents, you know what I'm saying? And wish them the best. I have another comment by Johnny Fastlane. He is also another host at Newtown Radio, so shout out to them. Oh, this is a good question.
Oh, Lord.
What would you look for in a partner that will potentially be a stepdad to your kids? So yeah, we are both moms, but that's a good one. What would we look for potentially?
Money. No.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a good one. That is a
No,
good
I'm kidding,
one.
I'm kidding.
You definitely have to be but seriously, you have to be financially sound.
Yes, for sure.
Like not only take care of yourself, but can you take care of me and mine?
Yeah, I'm a little package deal.
Literally.
So
I guess one would be accepting the package deal.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
Don't
number
always
one.
trying to take me out. Be like, okay, are we like? Well, would you accept a date with you and your kid? That's another thing too. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. I've never experienced it.
I don't know, right? Look, we don't know. We don't know. We haven't gotten that deep into the game yet.
Right.
We're too scared, maybe. I don't know. But potentially, well, you would say you would want them to have kids first, right? Because I'm more open to that now.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe them having kids, they'll understand.
Yes.
They
That
have
has
to-
been my experience. If they have kids, they understand. They're more understanding with you having a kid, and they're more understanding with the package deal. I will be honest. I feel like I've dated a couple of guys, and it was like, I really like you, but I'm not ready to like for the whole kid thing.
right.
And then I'm just like, well, then why were you dating me? You knew it was your package deal coming in.
Look at this comment. So I have another comment from Butters. I love Butters, by the way. She's the best.
Hey, Butters.
Right? She goes, financial stability. We literally just said that.
Yes.
So she goes, financial stability. The potential other can be determining factor of how you can afford to upkeep the kids as well as the relationship.
Yep.
I totally agree. Because if you're really struggling to pay your rent by yourself,
Yeah.
you cannot date me, bro.
No.
like,
No.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a no. That was
But
so
it's
good,
not
Butters.
all, though. A lot of men that are financially stable and rich are not all the way up there in the head. So that's not it's not the end all be all.
It's not the end all
But
be
it's-
all, but
but it's
you
important.
cannot be living in your mother's house.
No, and you just can't be like,
Maybe my standards are
don't
just too
know.
crazy because I'm single. Because I don't date guys that live at home.
oh, no, me neither.
I can't. But I'm not going to your house with your mother in the room next door. Like, I can't do that. I got my own
absolutely
place.
not.
You should at least have your own place, too.
Yeah, that's bare
Like,
minimum.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Have your own crib.
Yeah, you know, so...
Like, yeah.
So either way, so those were the comments for today. If you guys
Okay,
have
cute.
any particular comments specifically for Emily, please put them in the comments below. So when we come right back, we're going to get right into the interview with Emily Brooklyn.
Period.